Yep, so you're trying to recall everything that happened in the past week and even beyond. Back to your mind. Everything that's happened.
Oh,
As
yeah. I just realized that was investigation, not history, but it'd be the same anyway. So my bad.
I think she. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know
but
what?
you were getting your answer.
It's the same skill, so.
You know what? I'll take it. You're investigating past events. I'll take it this time, but next time.
Yeah, but well, it's the same modifier, but anyway.
Yeah. You're trying to recall everything from when you first got here to setting up your tent and everyone getting used to the area, the space, and the first couple of performances. You remember a lot of moments with Terafia that were tons of fun and a bit of flirting.
So what I missed?
We're getting the answer on who was acting weird throughout the week.
Our circus friend is trying to remember.
Yeah, you remember the people who go in and out of town of Enid a lot? Mostly the three contortionist girls, Joy, Tisena, Tina, and Clary, and the unicycle couple Sabrina and Erie. Esma and his wife Estrella, mostly hang around the tent, helping everyone else have fun. As well as they go to taverns to show off some fortune-telling skills as promotion of the circus. You remember the ringmaster, Samir, here be in his office a lot, writing letters, and getting practices to his stage performance persona. You remember Pylos was a bit of a heavy drinker back in your country, but he's been lighting up a bit, saying that the drinks here are not as heavy as the ones back home. You remember the clowns of going into inns, doing drinking games of fun, and you remember less Serene, the singer, holding a letter in her hand and being really, really nervous. And when you asked her about it, she says it's just news from home.
Can I insight on that, whether or not that it seemed off?
Yes, you may.
Normal?
Yes.
Should one of us use guidance again?
Yep,
No.
I recommended.
All right, just a moment. Let me just find it.
I got it.
No, I'm looking it up. Yep, I'm looking up where it is on the sheet. So hold on. I got it. So insight.
Oh, neat. How'd you get the card to fill in?
I got it off of Tremor, and I can actually send you the link for it too.
Okay, 17.
Yeah. You felt that there was something off about that. Like, there was more that she wasn't willing to tell, but she rushed past you so fast that whatever it was, you felt like she needed to be alone for that.
That's not. Darn! I knew I should have asked about that more closely. Serene, she had a letter. She got a letter, and she seemed concerned about it. Maybe you mentioned being, someone could have been coerced. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe we should seek her out.
Well,
So,
then, if you know where
You
she
will-
is,
If we do, I would suggest that it was mostly yourself and maybe one or two of us, so that she's not going to feel
yep. I would say,
crowded.
yeah, whoever comes with me, just a little off to the side, so that you don't, cause too much attention.
I
Yeah.
am good at reading people. If you wish to
Oh,
use my
yeah.
if you wish to use my skills.
You
Yep.
also seem the
Uh,
most soft-spoken of us, so that might be best.
I agree.
Yep.
Hmm.
So we'll go seek her out.
You should do most of the talking,
Yep.
so that it is somebody that she knows and trusts.
Huh, so... Oh, well... I mean, I'm not that good at girl talk, but I could try.
Well,
We're not putting Gabrielle in front of her if she is responsible for the poison.
Agreed. But for now, I'd like to give her the benefit of the doubt in the fact that it was a one-time do this thing, and nothing bad will happen.
hmm.
Yeah, that is... Donnie said, maybe have the ladies go have a bit of a girl talk as the excuse.
I mean, while it would be a valid excuse, she only knows one of the girls here.
Yeah, and we
So
don't want to...
let her talk. Let her talk to somebody that she does know, and the other person that is going, and the other
Just,
person that is
within,
going, just stay behind.
yeah,
Yes,
within,
say-
close enough that they can cue into what's going on.
I
Yes.
I think it should be our dragonborn friend. He seems the least intimidating, ironically, because dragon.
Hmm.
I don't know
still-
whether
Yeah.
I don't know whether he should take that as a compliment or an insult, because
I
some
was
Dragonborn
trying
are
to...
really intimidating.
Oh, my apologies. I was trying to compliment him.
Okay. Now, if you meant like a kobold, yeah, they are not really intimidating. They're actually kind of cute when they try to be
Yes,
intimidating.
Yes, they are. Kobolds are adorable.
All
Also,
right,
is it just
so-
me, or does anyone else find it hilarious that we four shortest people in the tallest people in the group managed to be the most intimidating?
It's not that surprising.
Really?
We're in
We're in the
weak spot.
reproduction zone.
Yes.
Fair point. But yes, we should get on with it.
Yes, get on with it.
No.
Good. You beat most of us to it. I was trying to hold back on it.
But yeah, our dragonborn friend should go because he seems the most soft-spoken and cuddly. That might make her feel more at ease.
And while you two talk to her, the rest of us could try to look for any more clues that the guards may have missed. Since we all know it's the tear, and I think that's everything else you guys told myself and Miss Selena, we could try to look for something else. Maybe there's a piece of fabric that was left around because of the tear. Maybe there's some more footprints leading towards someplace.
Well,
The
I
more
did
information we
find-
can find... Yes?
Oh no, I was going to say I did find those plants very interesting, but I don't think that'll help much.
Mm.
What? They are? Did you see how big the flowers were?
I did. I was sitting next to them during the entire incriminating scene while I was on a pedestal with a knife thrower in front of me.
You took it shockingly well, by the way.
Not the first time I had a knife in my throat or a knife at my eye.
Oh dear. But yes, back to investigating.
Yes.
Yes.
So, any necessary vital information towards the case would be very useful for the Inquisitor as well as the other guards to have. The more information we gather, the more chance we can find that ragtag group of idiots, and the sooner the noble lady's guard, you and my brother can start bashing heads.
Agreed.
I swear, trying to use a noble woman to get a quick buck, that's a bandit's easiest ticket. Are these idiots that really stupid? And she's walking away just muttering all of this in Sylvan.
So while they're off swearing up a storm, Selena and Hazard go upstairs to the third level where you see rows and rows of draped fabrics, chests
Oh.
that line up.
Oh,
Oh, what?
What?
this card did is stupid, and I thought I was getting kicked out from the call for a minute.
No, you were just in the right for a split second then.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Chests and wardrobes that line up perfectly next to bunk beds that go around in this circle thing. Pretty much think of the common room in the Gryffindor Tower, but with a lot more beds and more draped walls.
Oh, nice.
And soon as
yeah,
you go up there, everyone turns their heads and sees you, Selena, and they're going, Selena, you're here. Are you okay? Okay, it's the torture in here. Here. Are you feeling
alright.
well? Have you been fed?
Yes, everything's been fine. Has anyone
your-
seen Serene?
Serene? Why?
I just need to talk to her. It might be vital to find out what's been going on with that whole attack.
Immediately everyone's head turns to the blue-haired woman sitting on her bed, with a good book. She looks up at you, going, "Why do you need to talk to me? What's going on, Selena?"
Not sure right now, but there was something that caught my attention from the last week that we really need to discuss.
And you wish to discuss it with me? I'm afraid I don't understand. And here's a picture of what Serene looks like for the audience.
She looks gorgeous.
Pretty.
Yep. Yeah, so this does require a little bit of privacy right now. If you don't mind, my new friend Zorhauser here needs to be. Well, he'll be nearby. Just he can figure out things a little more closely than I can. But I just need to know for myself.
No, what? But if you want us to be private, I'm afraid that's gonna be up to the guards and not me. And they don't usually let anyone downstairs unless it's absolutely necessary, so... Can it
just
wait till
for
after
the
this mess is over?
This is very, very important, and at the very least, we can find some corner off to the side, away from everyone else. So it's just us. Okay, all right.
I suppose. And you see a couple of other circus people gathering around going, Selena, what's going on? Is Serene in trouble? What is happening?
I don't know. Not necessarily, but it's complicated.
How complicated?
You know how the whole attack was centered around those bandits going after that person in the audience. They said they mentioned something about a bounty. It might have something to do with that.
What? Bounty? What? Is the audience member okay? And you see the ringmaster come out and look at you, and you don't see him as in his trickster outfit. It's more like his normal everyday outfit. Is that audience member okay?
Yes, she's fine.
Thank goodness.
But no, the privacy is not going to. Okay, out of character. This whole privacy thing is not going to work. So, a while back, you seemed to be concerned about a letter, and you said it wasn't important. But thinking more on it, there's something more to it. Is it?
Why are you bringing that up? What does that have to do with this? It's a letter I got from home. I get teary-eyed from letters from my mother. You get that? Oh. Sorry, I forgot.
Are you being honest about that? Because if you must know, there was some reason to believe that somebody might have helped the bandits get into the tent. We did find a hidden entrance through the dress area.
What? Someone broke in? What? Silly, Siri, what's going on here? You know about this? No. I know nothing about this. What are you saying, Selena?
Someone might have been. I don't know. Maybe somebody coerced. Maybe one of the bandits coerced someone here to help them. I'm sorry for assuming that maybe that they had sent you something that maybe convinced you to help them, but maybe I was wrong. And in the meantime, I'm trying to see if she was being honest about about her claims that it's from home.
You make your insight check, and I'll tell you what Zorhazer says. Says.
Okay, and hold on. And normal, right?
Yep.
Alright. Nope.
Yep, Selena, you're having a hard time, but Zorhazer, you know she's lying.
Zorhazer will speak up and says, "Look, I know you're not telling the truth, but I don't know is why. Are you trying to protect your mother from something they said was going to happen to her? Bandits have all been but caught. Attempt has failed multiple times now. So, do you wish to help the bandits? Or do you wish to help us stop the bandits.
You
Because
see her fist clutched to her jacket, shaking, like her eyes dart everywhere, trying to search for an answer, any answer that she can say. Meanwhile, the other circus troupe kind of circle around Selena and her, like almost like a pack of lions ready to attack if necessary.
So, in other words, the Lion
Oh.
King moment where Scar's forcing Simba to tell a lie?
In this case, tell the truth.
Yeah.
Anyway,
At this point, lying isn't going to get you any real benefits. Because what we're going to tell the Inquisitor is going to be acted upon. And if the Inquisitor believes that you are in cahoots with the bandits, they will not hesitate to arrest you. But if we can prove that you reluctantly helped them for a reason a week ago,
Here's the thing. I didn't reluctantly help them. I was the one that let them know of her arrival.
You
in the hopes
what?
of, in the hopes of collecting part of the reward.
It was more than that. I mean, look at this. And she goes back to her bunk and pulls out a piece of paper and shows it to Hugh and the rest of the circus.
That is a
All of-
sizable amount of gold. And
All
Zorhazer
this-
will gently take the poster away from her.
And you look at the
Just
back,
for a-
and it lists some of her crimes. Like, this woman is a bringer of a plague. One that killed her own father, and set her kingdom to a never-ending darkness.
now I'm wondering if Alucard ever got a good look at the back of his wanted copy of the wanted poster.
And
just for a little bit of fun, can I tell if it's the same? The crimes are the same. The same handwriting as the rest of the wanted poster.
Yes, it is, as well as something that's signed on the bottom. If found, please return her to Dumarin and into Lady Cromwell's hands, so she will reverse the plague.
Well,
This is either a very elaborate ploy. There's too many pieces of this puzzle missing.
well, we would have
And-
to ask Gabrielle about that in the first place, whether or not those crimes are true.
She
Yes,
was a
but the
bad
more-
person. And if getting that reward money helps our circus in any way, who wouldn't take that option? Save the world, save our circus, get some recognition in there.
Now
I
that you
did
know
it
that
for
you
for
failed,
us. I did it for the circus. And you see a slap going across her by the ringmaster. Our circus doesn't stand for something like that. We don't care if we are performing for the littlest orphan or the evil overlord. We're here to entertain, to make people forget for that one moment of life's struggles and how chaotic the world here, and bring them something peaceful and wondrous. And you tainted that when you brought those bandits to our doorstep and attacked the crowd. Don't you know how...
the
Guards.
question is, yeah, that is the question, Ringmaster, is what do you wish to have done now?
For now. He looks to the guards. Can she be removed? And then get interrogated by the Inquisitor.
In the meantime, but before that, Serene, do you know where they are? Where they might have taken Pilo's father and Shen?
I told they will not be harmed. They swore they would never be harmed.
Yes, because you can always trust criminals to keep their word.
I don't know exactly where they've met, where their base camp is, but we met
Even an
outside.
area would at least be a start.
We met outside the Boar Woods. That's
It's a
all
start.
I know.
Is there a landmark?
Just where the road ends at the begins in the forest. That is all I know.
Each. So let us rejoin our group and inform them of what we have found thus far.
And as they walk back, Selena just head hung, partially betrayed, and just shaking her head in disappointment, just grumbles a single word. Darkos.
Yeah, but as you leave, you see Serene shrinking down to her knees as the guards start to handcuff her. Meanwhile, with the other group...
Yeah, I was asking you via PM, can Donnie and I roll investigations to see if we can find more clues while all of that was happening?
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
that's,
And
So I told Shay, Alucard should have looked at the back of that wanted poster, and Shay types back, "Whoops."
Oh, so you're using the help action on me? Okay. So advantage for me and investigation.
So,
Yep,
I'm assuming that list of crimes would be on all the wanted posters.
I mean, that is the whole point of a wanted poster. It's gonna tell you, hey, this is who's wanted, this is how much we're giving you, we want them either dead or alive. Here's the reasons why, in very tiny print on why.
Yeah, just, okay, I just, bleh. Just making sure I understood correctly that was actually part of the wanted poster as written, and that one of the bandits didn't scribble that in later or something. Yeah. Words.
You're fine.
Yep. So you go back to the outside and you look at the tear and you look.
I'm too distracted by the lizard.
Yes, you are too distracted by the lizard. And meanwhile, Amelia, you look at the tear and you look at the footprints and you notice that there was no sign of struggle leading to and from the tear. When they did, you kind of assume that when they did the kidnapping, they might have done it in a way to make sure that the people they were kidnapping didn't fight back.
You thinking they got they got persuaded to leave, or maybe drugged?
It's a possibility. I don't see anything else stating that either they were just told, hey, come with us, we can offer you some money for Target once we get it completed. Or they... Wait a sec. Can I roll history real quick? Because I believe one of them was a spellcaster, weren't they?
Yes.
And this is normal on me.
Nice roll.
Wasn't one of them a spellcaster?
Not really. The only magic they did was the ability to change forms to make themselves look like the circus performers.
So in other words, basically, it's sort of a disguised self.
Yep. Either disguise or alter self, if they only needed a few minutes.
Yep.
But since it doesn't look like there was a struggle, meaning there wasn't any fighting, nobody could...
Blackmail, threats, or disguised as loved ones. Donnie has a good point.
That is a valid point. And it doesn't look like they were dragged away either, so even if they were knocked out, they would have to be carried.
True.
So apparently these bandits weren't actually idiots, they were actually pretty competent.
Confident in planning, bad at execution.
Agreed. So who's there with us? There's me,
You got the gnomes, you got Alucard, you got Hulgan, you have Gabrielle and her Goliath bodyguard.
Okay. I thought it was just me and the gnomes. I wasn't I forgot to ask who else was coming. Alright.
Yeah, a plan never really stays together when first meeting opposition. Plan for however you like. It never stays.
Yeah, we're definitely missing something.
There wasn't a struggle. So, here's the possible story that's running through my head, and Donnie, correct me if I'm wrong if you're thinking the same track. They come to the tent, but they also try to see if there's any blind spots, witnesses, whatever. Once it's clear that they don't have any, they tear the tent open for an entryway, crawl through, use disguise or alter self to change into the form of whoever they want, and run into the knife throwers. Offer them a plan, offer them something, or persuade them to do something to get out. And if they try to say, no, we can't do that, we're about to put on a show, knock them out physically, and carry them back to their camp, still under the tear. But if that being said, we need to see a trail of a dragged body. Which leads me to idea number 3. If they are knocked out physically, one bandit crawls back through, so that way the other bandit, whoever it may be, tries to give them or carries the body throughout the tear. And the ones that stay behind sew up the patch and change their form to look like the knife throwers. Sound about right for a theory?
Sounds like a pretty sound theory.
Can Helgen investigate the tracks?
Yeah.
Using that would be a survival check, yes?
Yes.
Yeah,
Wait.
here, can I try too?
Yep.
Yay!
Oh, wow. Let's see if I'm any good at it. Holy okay then. Nice.
We
Ah.
rolled the exact same thing. That's hilarious.
Wait, we did?
We rolled 19s.
Oh, yeah, we
Yo, get out of here! Nice! I rolled a 17!
Alright, so with those
I-
rolls, you look at the tracks, and the tracks are kind of funny. Even though they show no struggle and all that, some of the tracks are heavier than others. One set in particular, it looks like someone was trying to carefully step when as another person stepped, like someone's trying to hide their footprints in another set of footprints.
You see that?
Yeah, I do. That's interesting. What do you make of it?
Well, these set of footprints here, the ones going in, that some of them are less compacted into the ground. You see that?
Yeah, and then the ones going out,
Yeah, some of these,
they're deeper. Some of them are.
and then there's one right here. You see that? Someone is
Mhm.
stepping in another person's footprints.
Trying to hide a trail.
Or
Or,
making it seem like there's less people.
yeah, that would definitely do it. Hmm.
So it could be like almost an ambush to get those 3 out of there.
Judging
Could have
by the
been.
heavier footprints, I would say the knife throwers were knocked out and then carried away.
Hmm. That would explain the deeper marks.
But then
Though-
what?
Wouldn't
How-
wouldn't a scuffle like that be heard by some of the other?
I did. Blah, sorry, Jovial. I don't mean to interrupt, but a question is popped into my head about these footprints. DM, how old are they?
I would say with the survival check, you see some footprints that were there a week ago, and then a set of footprints that look like they've been there. Judging by how deep they are and how much of an impression they left on the ground, they were there for about 5 days.
Which
But
would
which
be.
is which is the question. Hmm.
Maybe they kidnapped one and then came back for the others?
That would make sense.
That way, less of a struggle.
Yeah, that would be less noticeable than taking all 3 at once.
Once you take one, you can come back for the other 2. Use the one that you've kidnapped as a bargaining chip, and the other two can come willingly, no problem.
Yep.
I wonder, did any of them go into town to drink? That would be the best time to kidnap someone.
If that is, then
True.
why bother making a hole if they can just kidnap them at the tavern?
A
Not if
plant,
only one
maybe?
of them drank.
Oh,
But
I think
Donnie
it was
brings up a valid question, though.
Hmm?
The circus always shot off fireworks before the show. So what if they took... So what if, to guarantee that everything was going swimmingly, the bandits had to make sure that they were out of this area, to and from, with everything included, before the fireworks went off.
Or maybe during.
fireworks do make a good distraction.
And they are quite loud.
But as for why, well, as for the drinking, didn't Selena say only one of them had a drinking problem? And then even then, the alcohol here wasn't good enough?
That is,
Exactly. So,
yeah.
Oh, right, we weren't here for that, were we?
right. No, we weren't.
She
so
didn't
that
say
was
that
Yeah,
bit out loud.
Okay.
Yep, that.
Okay, I misunderstood. Thanks for clearing that up.
You're welcome.
But, yeah, the fireworks would be a good distraction. If
Fireworks would be a good distraction to make sure they were gone, and the inside person could have made sure that the hole which was here, patched up and covered. Everybody's starting to see what we're piecing together, correct? Oh wait, one could easily be used as a one could be used as an entry point into the circus if the tavern idea is true. And as a bargaining chip for this situation, which is what Amelia was saying earlier, if the one person in the entire group was able to drink, they would have gone to the tavern. The bandits could have met up with them, laced the drink with some kind of poison or whatever, knock out that one person.
Not so much a poison, more a sedative. There are plenty of things out in nature that can be used as a sedative.
True.
I don't know. Poison seems to be their MO, given what's happening to you.
Yeah, she's got a point there. Anybody who'd go through the trouble of mixing that many poisons clearly loves their hobby. Ugh.
And I think by this point, you see Selena and Zorhazer come to you guys.
Okay,
Hazard will walk over to Gabrielle and say, I believe there are some serious questions that you're going to need to answer, whether you really want to or not, because the Inquisitor is going to find out one way or the other.
What?
He pulls out the wanted poster and shows it to her.
She takes it and looks at it, and you see her eyes widen, scared.
Look at the back.
She looks at the back and reads everything, and at first you see her expression as terrified, but then when she reads like the last bit of it, it quickly changes to anger, and she like crumbles up the wanted poster and like throws it viciously to the ground.
I roll inside as, oh, well, never mind. He got it.
Yep, I'll mark it.
Yeah,
Yep,
you
mark
can
it.
easily see that she is visibly upset at that wanted poster. It's going,
Zorhazer will calmly reach down and pick it back up. So either these are a fabricated lie by somebody that is in a position of political power, or they are the truth. And either way, no telling us and the Inquisitor.
I can safely say that none of those things in that wanted poster is true.
Uh,
Can't believe
uh,
she would. Ugh!
Do we need to roll another insight, or is that good enough to tell she's telling the truth?
Helgen walks over, hearing all this. I see that. He talks to Zorazar, gesturing at the wanted poster.
DM, did you hear my question as well?
Yep, just wait. I was waiting for Jovial to finish.
You're fine. You just... Okay.
Does Zorazar hand over the poster?
He'll let you look at it.
I'm not one for political stuff or governance, but aren't official wanted posters don't they come with a stamp or a marking of office?
It depends on the city that they are written in. I do not see any markings of any of the towns that I'm familiar with nearby.
Should
You
we
do see at the bottom, on the other side, a signature and what looks to be an inked symbol of a mountain and a lake.
Yeah.
Lady Gabrielle, does this marking seem familiar to you? He points to that.
Yes. That is my home.
And I think Soundwave has a question as well.
I was gonna ask DM, because of Amelia and Donnie's background, would they be able to answer Halligan's previous question about official documents being stamped or signed by a noble or official governing?
Wanted posters in general don't really have that symbol unless you would see that symbol if it is a greater wanted poster. Like, you could throw wanted posters around that has like a 10 gold reward or 20 gold award, but if it's like over 100 gold, that it needs to be signatured by a police force at most. However, symbols like that are usually reserved for noble houses. So this wanted poster, a noble really wants this person.
And would Amelia or Donnie be able to recognize the symbol because of their background?
You recognize that it's a symbol, however, the location, no.
Gotcha. But carry on with Gabrielle.
But yes, that symbol is of my home, Dumarin, in the country of Saradia. And no, Donnie, this person clearly does not want me dead if it says straight on the wanted poster, bring back home.
And yeah, I'm assuming they're the ones who paid the mercenaries to get you. They clearly didn't have any problem with you being horribly poisoned?
Not necessarily. The individual that hired the mercenaries wants quick results. I'm assuming that this is a family type problem between whoever signed this and Gabrielle here.
Fair
So
point.
the poisoning attempt was a means to expedite an end. They did not expect any interference, i.e., us,
You do have a point there.
or the ability to remove the poison
Donnie does make
quickly.
Donnie does make a good point. They only said alive, didn't care about the condition.
Mm-hmm. So
Yes.
if the topic of fast results is in there, poisoning, no matter how bad or how severe it is, she's still technically coming home alive. It just depends on how long the full effect of the poison will be able to be removed,
And remember, they
or how
were
long it
looking,
will reach his heart.
again, they were looking for a quick exit with little to no resistance from the crowd or the performers. So they were expected to return to their base fairly quickly, like within a couple of hours.
Which has
most.
me worried about the hostages, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. In the meantime, Selena will bring up the fact that Serene was did divulge the info about Gabriel's showing up and our lead on the location outside the Boar Woods.
Oh, DM,
Yes?
my question about that 26 nat 20 insight being enough to tell whether Gabby is being truthful about those crimes being a pack of lies.
I would
Bless
certainly
you.
hope so.
Was that high enough? Please say yes.
But nat 20, how else you gonna say it? He got a nat 20 on a DC that was probably 25.
I'm just saying. You never know.
Yes, with the nat 20, you could tell that Gabrielle is being truthful that the crimes are not hers. However, you could tell that she is still hiding something.
Okay, I'm trying to calm my brother down so that way we can at least help you to save your skin. But I'm with him, and I'm also starting to side with the Inquisitor. With her, I will come whenever I need to. Tail. My dear, can you please tell us exactly who is trying to take you back? Not really much why, just who. Because the being silent bit is starting to become a little bit irksome. We need to know.
Agreed. We can't help you if you don't know everything. Well, not okay.
If
don't
I
need to know
if I tell
everything,
you,
but
then you'll be on the hit list. True. You'll be like
We're
me.
probably going to be already on the hit list simply
Okay.
because we saved your life.
And not to mention, took out an entire squad of their mercenary group. They're gonna want payback for that.
So, since
Yes.
we're already on one hit list, and she's
What's
not
one
gonna
more?
say the other thing. Yeah, thank you.
What's one?
Yeah.
What's
What's
one?
one more?
What's one more?
This is why I question why you would help us. We're complete strangers to you, and you're putting your lives out like this.
My lady, as I said, I put my life on the line every day fighting undead. This isn't much different.
Dottie and I put our lives out on the line to protect each other ever since. Circumstances that shall not be brought up unless somebody is trying to be a little bit too nosy for their own sake.
I'm
But
a
let me ask you a question. You're a noble, correct?
Yes.
So, what would a noble do if they saw somebody out on the streets, let it be beaten to near death, starving until they were trying to scavenge for at least one little breadcrumb, or down on their luck and just asking for a simple copper? What would you do?
I would help them.
Sounds exactly what we're trying to do for you.
And as for myself, it's like I am a naturally curious individual, and I do take offense to people just attacking audience members and for no apparent reason, and then for and especially for with deadly poison, and then rushing with large groups of people to ensure their success. I wasn't about to let injustice win the day if I could avoid it.
Yeah.
You see Gabrielle look down a little bit, but there's you see the Goliath clasp her hand and giving her an assured smile. All right. Her name is Madame Laura Comrell, and she's my stepmom.
Well,
I'm gonna have to have that typed out because I'm not gonna remember.
Same, but with the information of stepmom, I don't know if Donovan's eyes are gonna go wide, but Amy's eyes are going to go wide.
But let me-
Helgen looks at Amy and in a teasing tone. Sounds like one of your novels, doesn't it, milady?
Yeah. Sounds kind of like a novel. And only Donovan can tell what she's implying. I am not letting you guys get this one. I am not revealing all of the cards. If y'all want to find out, this is going to be a high AFDC.
Yes.
Perfectly fine.
Yes, but
Cactus does want you to whisper something to him.
it is more of she enthralled my father to marry her.
Enthralled as in magically bewitched?
Or potions?
Or potions?
Bewitched.
Oh dear.
Right. I would suggest that we deliver this information to the Inquisitor and let them decide what our next goal is.
Well, we do have that lead on the clearing outside Borwoods, but we'll put a pin in that one for now.
Actually, that might work in tandem.
We may
Because
be
if your
sent to go.
If your lead works just as well with this connection, that might lead us down another rabbit hole.
Where the their camp might be.
Sorry about the type.
No, you're fine.
So, shall we head back to the inn for now and let the Inquisitor know what we know?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my suggestion.
I agree. And as you guys trot off, with the circus starting to fade from view as you head back to the Midnight Inn, we are gonna stop it there tonight, guys.
Woo!
Okay. So that was
And
yes, good fun.
it was fun, but it was tense.
Yeah. Also, sound. After a while, I did figure out the joke behind the stenographer's name.
Told
Doty, take this
you!
down.
Told you!
Yeah, I had, Cat brought the name up again. And I was like, oh, Doty.
What? I keep not being able to hear the name. Discord's being stupid. What's the name?
Doty.
Doty.
I don't get it.
Have you seen Critical Role?
Yes. But
Have you
not
seen
Terry
all
and
of it.
Darrington.
Terry and Darrington.
Oh,
Yeah, his
okay.
Steel
Okay.
Defender.
Okay.
AKA the smug boy that's gonna be coming in season 3. Nobody tell me that ain't gonna happen, because I know it's gonna happen.
Please,
We
please,
saw it.
please.
Plot. Yes, lots of plot. Now we're getting some.
Te-
Getting
te-
somewhere.
technically two sessions. I'm not counting second session because second session was combat, but 2 whole sessions of introduction to the party, combat, boredom. We have 10.
Character introductions during the boredom. That was still yay.
Yeah, that was still yay. It was fun, yay.
It was fun. Also, recap for Shay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun to.
Yeah,
Um,
so the only thing I've told him so far, because I was trying to pay attention, I didn't want to split my attention between what was going on in the notes in case I missed something, but I mentioned a bit about the wanted poster, and that
Hmm.
one of the circus actors goes taken in by that poster to help the bandits get in for the reward. The lady was being truthful that the crimes are not hers, but she wasn't telling us anything. And then Shay said, Occam's razor. Simplest solution is most likely. She's probably most likely being framed, but definitely hiding something. And then and then my last bit is the lady's asking us why we're helping again, and she's finally giving us. Oh, person who wants her back is her stepmom. So that was anything else I need to tell him?
Pretty much it.
Just the bit with the one of the circus members. It was bleh, inside job.
Yep.
Lady's finally giving us answers.
Yep.
Okay.
And the big bomb of the answer is the noblewoman is being charged. I mean, not charged, but framed and demanded return by her witch of a stepmother. And that's just me being censored. Because I don't know if Cat will allow me to say the actual term.
Speaking of, are we still recording?
yes, we are. I am gonna hit stop.